Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm glad you're joining me tonight as we consider what it takes to create heaven on earth. And my personal feeling is that this planet is a paradise. It's beautifully designed. It's interesting. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely friendly to humans. What an amazing place. And we are in the position of making it heaven on earth, right? And I don't mean necessarily any particular religious definition of heaven. I mean, whatever feels like paradise, what feels heavenly to you. And for most of us, I think that means experiencing the safety and security and the support of love, right? And we talk about love in the abstract, but as you know, if you've been doing this meditation with me and working with the quantum field, there's absolutely a vibrational correspondence to love. And that energy is healing and transforming and joyful, and we all seek it all the time, even if we're not completely aware of it. And before we get started, I did promise you a little story about my spirit guides. A couple months ago, we did a series of intentions. Hi, Mona Lee. Welcome. We did a series of intentions to strengthen our communication with our intuition, our spiritual guidance, whatever it is that helps us as we move through this life. And I have spent a lot of time working with my spirit guides and feel like I know them fairly well, although you can always improve your communication and your rapport with your guides. So I say they were showing off a little bit when they did this, and I hope it was because they wanted me to share this story with you. It's just a little thing, but it's absolutely validating my efforts to try and communicate with them more clearly. One morning I was driving from San Diego to Tucson, and I got up, and in my mind I kept picturing myself going down the 15, right? The 15 freeway south to the 8 and then east to Tucson. But I normally take the 5, which is it runs along the coast. It's fewer miles. It's a very pretty drive. And when I checked Google Maps, there was absolutely no reason why I couldn't go down the 5. But I kept seeing this picture of me driving down the 15. And I said, okay, I see that. And yet there's no reason why I can't take my normal route down the 5. So I headed down to the freeway, and halfway there was a stop in the road, which is unusual. There's all these cars lined up, and then I could see the freeway, and the highway patrol had closed the exit about a half mile on the east and a half mile on the west. You could not get through. And I saw it early enough that I could make a U-turn and turn and abandon my plans to go down the 5 and go down the 15, which was what they were trying to tell me that whole time, was that I should just plan to go on the 15. And I listened. I made my own decision because humans have free will, and yet they had other plans. They knew more than I did, and they were trying to make my life easier. They were trying to make my life flow better, and that's what our guides want to do with us. And they want to teach us to communicate with spirit and to notice the opportunities that they're putting in front of us. So it's just a little story to tell you. That working with your guides can be very efficient and effective and helpful. And people will wonder, like, how did you know? How did you know that, you woke up at 5:30, your alarm doesn't go off to 6, but you got up and got ready to go to work anyway. And guess what? You went out to your car a half hour early and noticed that your tires were flat, right? So they gave you that little bit of extra time that you needed to still make it to work on time. That happened to me many times throughout my life before I realized how I was getting that information and how I was being helped. So a couple months ago, we did a series of intentions around that. So if you're interested in that, you can always go back and revisit those meditations. They transcend time and space. You can always go back and revisit them and participate in the energy of those intentions. Yes, absolutely. They help us so much, and they're with us our whole life. And they tell me that they are, even though they are more spiritually accomplished than we might be on Earth, they are still learning and growing with us. So they're really wonderful, wonderful mentors. Thank you, Mona Lee. Okay, so tonight we are talking about creating heaven on earth, right? What does it take? What does it mean? And I think we're at an inflection point in history. Humanity has never had such vast power, right? Think about it. We have very heavy responsibilities. We have enough nuclear bombs and guns on the planet to destroy every person and every environment. That's a lot of power. And we also seem to have a lot of choice. We have free will. We can wake up in the morning and decide what we want to do as a society, as a culture, as a country, as a planet, right? And I'm not 100% sure we're making all the right choices because we still have children who are hungry and people who are homeless, and we cannot seem to talk to each other. So we have some really old problems that we haven't figured out how to solve, but we also have some amazing new opportunities. Like I was just talking to somebody about the CRISPR gene editing that is allowing researchers to heal people's retinas when they normally would be blind. And they're using this gene therapy to heal their retinas. And I just take so much hope in the good things that we're doing. And we can make some good choices. So tonight we have two meditations that we're going to do. And the first one is on Earth Defenders. There's an organization called Global Witness that every year puts out a report about people who have died or been permanently disappeared, and we may or may not know what happened to them, in their work to defend the Earth. And these people, you can see on the list, there were a lot of people in Central and South America and North America who have died defending the planet, and all the way down to, people in Turkey and Russia and Africa. So these are mostly very poor indigenous people who are trying to prevent the destruction of their land, of the loss of habitat for the farms that they have, the food that they gather, the animals that they hunt. They're trying to prevent absolute destruction in their areas. And these are often in places where the federal government cannot protect it. There's organized crime that is a problem. These are farmers, they're community activists, there's priests, there's all kinds of people who are doing this work. And last year, in 2024, 146 of them were murdered doing this work. Hi, Roslyn. Glad you're here. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? We can confront major corporations and governments and other organizations that are trying to destroy the land. And we should be able to do it in a way that people don't have to lose their lives. So because I absolutely think this planet is a paradise, and I'm so appreciative of it, I really want all Earth Defenders to be safe. So next year, when we see the report from Global Witness, I hope that when we do this intention from here on, there will be no more deaths. Okay, so that's our intention that we're sending out into the quantum field. And we start by breathing together. And I like to do the heart math quick coherence technique, where We put our hands over our hearts to remind us to breathe through the heart. And you can either soften your gaze or close your eyes. And I'm using this air chime to celebrate all of our Libra birthdays this month in October. This is attuned to the earth, or to the element of air. And as you breathe in, very relaxed, and exhale slightly longer. You might feel your shoulders drop. You might feel a little shift in your brain towards calmness. And as your nervous system relaxes, you might consider connecting with me with heart to heart, and with Rosalind and Mona Lee, who are here watching tonight, and anyone who joins us in the recording. This group energy amplifies the intensity of these intentions that we're sending out. So keep breathing, keep relaxing. Breathing in, exhaling slightly longer, exhale. And we are now connected. And as I read this intention to you, imagine it dropping from your head into your heart, and then you send it out into the quantum field to do its work. We now intend that all Earth defenders are immediately, completely, and permanently shielded from all harm as they protect nature and environmental rights. So send this intention spiraling out into the quantum field, and for the next 5 minutes, we will follow the energy of this intention and just take in whatever images or impressions come to you. Thank you, everyone. I'm resetting the music here. Trust this intention and release it with love. And remember all the images or insights that you may have received during that, so you can share them after our next intention. So we talked about the vast power and the free will of humanity, but what about us? What about you and me and everybody who's watching this or watching the replay of this? We all have a lot of power and free will, and I think these intention experiments that we conduct every week have really shown me how individuals can do a lot more than we think we can do. So we should not count ourselves out. And what will we choose? So in my own life, I can think of a dozen ways that I would like to be more loving and more patient and slow down and really pay attention to the other people in my lives or in my life, so that when a conflict or a difficult conversation arises, what's behind it? What are we trying to accomplish? How will I choose to react? How will I choose to respond? How can I be more loving? So I wrote this intention for all of us. And this is about us finding ways to create heavenly moments here on earth. Whatever heaven means to you, whatever your best self in every situation is, any moments of creativity and forgiveness and joy and delight and wonder that you can create for other people. I think it's worth giving it a try. Hi, Anita. Glad you're here. So this intention, I'll read it to you, and then we'll drop it from our head into our heart and send it spiraling out into the quantum field. And while the music plays for about 5 minutes, we will follow the energy. While remaining healthy and well in every way, we now intend to immediately and permanently use our free will and vast power to create heavenly moments here on earth. So allow that to drop into your heart chakra. Send it spiraling out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention and release it with love. And so it is. Hi, Anita K. Glad you're here. So at this point, we've had these two meditations, and during the 5 minutes of music, when you send it out, did you receive any impressions or ideas? Did you hear a piece of music? Did you see any colors? Did you get any physical sensation? This practice is wonderful for opening up your clairs, if you're wondering why I'm asking those specific questions. So you're welcome to put your impressions in the chat. And for those of you who are new or who haven't watched this before, I've been doing this practice since 2019, multiple times every week. And there's a lot of symbols that my guides show me when we do this work. And for the Earth Defenders, we intended that they would be protected going forward from October 1st, 2025. They feel protected to me. And what I saw, I've seen this a number of times, is that they were operating on one level, and then there was a big step up, and then there was this brighter, higher, more powerful, more sunlit sort of energy for them. So I do feel there will be greater protection or savvier ways of protecting those people. I fully expect that we will see a change in that just based on the feedback from the quantum field. Every time I've seen that in other situations, it has always resulted in an elevation of the energy and an improvement in the situation. So I'm feeling very confident about that. Mona Lee, I saw in my mind's eye golden light beings in mountains and the sun. Yes. Yeah, those are very powerful images. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. If you decide that you want to share privately, you can always email me your impressions at relaxwithdaphne@gmail.com. And you can also ask me for an intention for you or someone you care about. We always need their consent and permission, but you are welcome to request an intention that we can all concentrate on and send out to the quantum field on your behalf. For the second intention, for each of us to find ways to create heavenly moments here on Earth, I saw several situations. Like I saw myself taking a walk in the morning in my neighborhood, and every person I met, there was a new opportunity to have a conversation that wasn't just the mundane or the uninteresting. And I felt like every time I met with someone and we had a short conversation and then we walked on, both of us felt better. Both of us felt happier as a result of the interaction. And I love that. And I also saw myself having dinner with my husband, and we were laughing and sitting next to each other, feeling very relaxed. That felt really good. So these are not earth-shaking, world-changing events that we need to do. We just need to be that one link in the chain of goodness, right? One action at a time, one compassionate conversation at a time. I mean, the world is filled with a lot of terrible stuff going on right now, but we don't have to be a part of it. We can weigh in on the other side of the scale and add another drop of light and love to balance the scales. And we don't shy away from the difficult things that are going on in the world, right? Like we just meditated for people who are being murdered by cartels and corporate raiders, supposedly, who are just trying to protect the land, right? These are sensitive environmental regions that once they're lost, they're gone forever. They cannot be rebuilt by humanity. So we can look at tough stuff, and we can insist on bringing loving, healing vibrations to the world in our everyday lives. So that was a really, really nice energy, because it also takes a burden off your shoulders, right? We don't necessarily have to be the people out there with the microphone saying the words to get people up off the sofa to cure some of these problems. We don't have to do that. We have to take responsibility for our own interactions, our own behavior, our own thoughts, the vibratory energy that we put out into the quantum field as individuals. That's where our work begins. And it all adds up, it all ripples out. Like these intention experiments that we've been doing, I've seen so many wonderful, wonderful results. And this works, right? So definitely pay attention and see how you fare over the next week, and come back and tell me how you did, if you had any particular moments that surprised you. That's what gets me. Sometimes we'll do an intention and next week I'll come back and go, okay, yeah, did anything really happen? Well, maybe not, but maybe a week later or a week after that, then something truly out of the blue happens, and I get a nice little validation or confirmation of, what we've been meditating on. So it's really quite nice. So speaking of quite nice, you may know that I am a certified sound healer, and I do, right now I'm doing monthly sound baths that you can join. They're open to the public, and you can get tickets on Eventbrite. And once this video is over, I'll put that link into the description for the video. But my sound baths are really designed as an energy medicine practitioner. My goal is to help people relax so that they can heal, right? And the work that I do pairs beautifully with the work you're doing with your doctor or your therapist or your acupuncturist. I mean, we all work together to give you opportunities to relax enough that your body can begin the healing process. And my sound baths are just over an hour long, and they are able to create really deep relaxation and therefore healing opportunities. So there's a lot of physical benefits that science has been tracking. That's why you see a lot of sound baths in cancer centers, hospitals, hospice organizations. It really is a wonderful way to take a break from the tension and release some of that energy and really renew not only your body, but your mind and your spirit. And I would love for you guys to come. Okay, all right. Well, I think we have come to the end of our meditation. Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining with me in those powerful meditations. I really do want to hear how you experience this, how you notice and are able to create moments of heavenly calm and peace and joy in your own lives. So at this point, I should have put this in the comments before. It's time. We have a tradition to spend our last couple of minutes disentangling our energy from the group. And we use the same approach. Oh, Rosalind says, I feel happy, and I also felt everything is working out eventually in my favor. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Rosalind. Love that. Okay, so here we are, relaxing into our bodies, hand over heart. Breathing in for comfortable 4, 5, 6. Slightly longer exhale, 5, 6, 7. And as you do this, feel into your body, feel how comfortable it is to be putting our attention and our focus on such things. What a nice break from the rest of the world right now. Breathing in and out. You might feel a little shift in your consciousness where that connection isn't quite so vibrant. And at this point, we are consciously disentangling from each other. Your energy goes back to you. My energy comes back to me. A little energy hygiene practice. And those of you who might be new to this, you don't have to carry these intentions with you. You can just be confident and trust that you've done the work and sent the energy out. And now you can just relax. Yes, I echo Rosalind's sentiment. Thank you, everyone. It's wonderful sharing this energy with you. I hope to see you next time. Take care.